So this video is going over how to do the visual anatomy for the respiratory system lab. Now, when you open the app, courseware, respiratory system, we have upper respiratory system and lower respiratory system. Those are the two I want you to do. Respiration will highlight the muscles. It is interesting. And when you're done with each of these sections, you're going to take a quiz. So we're going to click on it. I recommend watching the complete Star Wars saga, because this one takes forever to load. And then you're just going to go through these, and I'm going to have instructions for you. Now, I've opened this square right here when I logged in. It was like this. So I'm going to tell you to go through them. On this one, I'm going to tell you to look at all three. So that's the nasal cavity. Ooh. The pharynx is back here. And you could twist his head, look at the different angles of the pharynx. So you see it's connected to the nasal cavity. Oh, look! So is the oral cavity. And the larynx. Ah, very exciting. So then it's going to say go to 35.2. So to get there, here, click that arrow. There's 35.2. Now what I don't like about this view, we're looking at the nasal concha. His nasal cavity is in the way. I'm going to click hide. Bye-bye nasal cavity. So now we could see the three bones, or the two bones that make up the three nasal concha. So here's the superior, and then I have to go here and hide that. Here's the middle, and then the inferior. So the hide tool doesn't work very well, unfortunately. Gives you an idea. If you twist and rotate, you could see them. But it doesn't let you, or as far as I can tell, it doesn't let you view them together. And on the worksheet, I'm going to have you go through each of them. And some of them I'm going to say to skip. Like this one, yeah, it's very interesting. We have the nasal septum right there. Ooh. We have the vomer. Ah. We have the palate. But there's more important structures that I really want you to look at. Therefore, I'd rather you skip over some of them. You're welcome to look at them, but I don't want this to be busy work. So, like, look at the bones of the nasal cavity. They're not on the quiz. It will ask you, actually, to pick the nasal cartilage. It's right there, everybody. But you're going to scroll ahead until all that material is fascinating. I think it's very interesting. But, again, I'm worried about this becoming busy work. The reason I wanted to stop here was that I wanted to point out the parts of the pharynx. So the nasopharynx is right here attached to the nasal cavity. I'm going to actually remove that bone so I can actually see what I'm pointing to. And there's the nasopharynx. There is the nasopharynx. So again, when you use the hide mode, it doesn't really let you hide it. Now the oropharynx is back there, which is behind the oral cavity, and then that's the laryngopharynx right there. So I'll actually tell you the structures up on the top that I want you to find. And watch the function of the epiglottis. It actually shows you how it works. This is actually fascinating. It does not work how I envisioned it when I was an undergraduate last century. And then we're going to look at the cartilages. Now, on the quiz, it's going to ask you to try to identify the cartilages. They are very hard to identify because it has all the pharynx around it. So you have to click on it, move it on the quiz, and try to identify it. The only cartilage from this view I actually care about is the epiglottis right here, which is elastic cartilage. But we have these cartilages here. So look at the other ones and go, ooh, those are the lesser cartilages. Because it will ask you those on the quiz. So see if you could get them right. I got them right on my second try. The first try I failed miserably at actually clearing away the structures. So, that is, then you're going to go to the anterior view. And this is the one that I care about. The thyroid cartilage, I want you to rotate it all the way. See, there is no posterior surface to this. The cricoid cartilage, rotate it. There is a posterior surface. I really waited into 16 slides on this to get there. So, when you're done with this, you're going to take a quiz. So, when you're done, you need to take a quiz. So, I'm going to close this part of the screen and actually scroll over to the other side of the screen. Menu. And I'm going to click menu. I'm going to go back to the menu. And it says right here, practice quizzes. So you're going to do 2 practice quizzes. This is for the upper one. This is for the lower one. So you click on it, and you're going to go through and identify the structures. So you better get the first one right. You click on this. You click submit. And it says, yes, it's correct. Now, let's say I need to move something. I don't know, for some reason that bone is in the way. I'm going to fade that one. That's going to put everything back. So I could hide things if I really need to. So maybe for the nasal concha, I need to hide that. So I'm going to actually skip ahead to the larynx ones. Oops. So I accidentally overshot the epiglottis one. But I need these arytenoid cartilages. So I know where they're supposed to be. And what sucks about this is you can't zoom in. I'm going to remove this structure. I'm going to remove this structure. I'm going to remove that because it's in the way too. And then I'm going to click on the cartilages. And hope I clicked on the wrong thing. For the epiglottis, I've taken it 3 times. It claims I have not clicked on the epiglottis all 3 times. See, that time I got lucky. So you might have some trouble clicking on these structures. Don't feel bad if you do. And when you're done, it's going to give you a status screen. That looks like this. I only got 2 of them right. I only answered 2 of them either. So, screenshot this, upload this so I know you did it. But I really care more about you guys going through and looking at both sections than actually the quiz. I mean, I want you to get 100% on the quiz. But if you get, like, epiglottis wrong and these lesser cartilages wrong, that's okay. Oops, I just showed you all the things I was going to ask you. Oops, oh well. So, take it with a grain of salt. For the second one, quiz, I had trouble actually clicking on the secondary and tertiary bronchi. So, if you get it wrong because you just clicked it in the wrong place, don't worry about taking it again. I want this to be a fun learning experience, not I clicked the right thing. You need to work. So, thank you very much. Have a good day.